Hey, it's David, and welcome back to another episode of the Reddit Story podcast.
I had heard of similar experiences from others, but never thought I would be in this situation. My name is Michael. I turned 28 in July, just before what happened. My wife, Ruth, and I had just moved into an apartment that we paid for on a loan. We had a down payment as well, since I was working very hard. Almost every night, I would come home from work and sleep until the next morning. I always had modest expectations of Ruth. She kept the house in order, fed me, and warmed my bed every night. I was constantly catering to her whims, and as a result, after a few years together, scandals became a regular occurrence. I'm not even talking about marital duties. It's worth noting that the wife immediately comes up with an explanation. She has a headache and is tired. I ask her what she's tired of. Is it from sitting at home? She quickly becomes hysterical and an argument ensues. I stop bringing it up to calm my anxiety. It only made the situation worse. Ruth scolds me more often now, saying you're not helping at all. You arrive and go straight to bed, and we still have to carefully arrange the furniture in the apartment. I advised her to hire someone since I'm such a bad husband. After a while, Ruth calmed down and even made friends with her neighbor. When I got home, Lisa, who was probably about 10 years older than us, was sitting with her wife drinking coffee. My wife introduced us. I sat down at the table, and Ruth said, "Michael, Lisa needs to install a curtain rod, but she doesn't have a drill or a spouse. Go tomorrow. It's your day off." The neighbor smiled warmly at me and said I'd appreciate it. Out of politeness, I said no for a bit, then said, "Yes, of course I'll help. Only the drill needs to be found in those boxes." My wife started judging me again. We had been living here for 3 months, and everything was in boxes. It was a good thing Lisa skillfully turned the topic in another direction. The next day, around noon, I went to my neighbor's house. She opened the door and said, "Hi, Michael, come on in," and I entered the apartment. Lisa was dressed in short shorts and a handmade blouse. I silently gazed at her appearance, admiring her beautiful form. She led me into the bedroom and pointed to the window where I should hang the curtain rod. I quickly accomplished this task, and Lisa asked me to help her hang the curtains. I didn't refuse her. No sooner had I hung the curtains than my neighbor yanked them down and rushed over to kiss me. I was confused at first, but then I hugged her back, and we did exactly what you think we did. I was over the moon after I met my neighbor Lisa while installing a curtain rod. Her aggressive kiss caught me off guard, but I soon melted into her arms. At that moment, I felt thrilling, giving myself to this beautiful, mature woman ready to give me bliss. Our first encounter was vivid and intense. But then, as we took a breath, Lisa gently stroked my face. "That was incredible," she purred. "I've had my eye on you since you moved in, you handsome devil." I think this could be the start of something really fun. Her timid suggestion of continuing the affair surprised and excited me. The experience of intimacy was amazing. Was I really going to betray Ruth to experience something more? Lisa sensed my hesitation. "This will be our little secret," she whispered, pulling me to her again. My ethical reservations dissolved as we sank back into the abyss of pleasure. Thus began my double life, dutiful husband to Ruth by day, passionate lover with Lisa when I could sneak away. Lisa sent me racy messages and pictures at all hours of the day, and I squirmed in anticipation of our next date. Her supple body and thirst for adventure made our liaisons very enjoyable. After 6 months of the blissful coexistence of both relationships, I began to feel overwhelmed by the secrecy and lies. I genuinely loved Ruth. Was some affair really worth ruining her? One night, when Lisa used her impressive flexibility to pin me down in an acrobatic pose, the euphoria turned to panic. I had to stop this, for Ruth's sake and for my own sanity. Breaking free from Lisa's grip, I told her firmly that we had to end this. Grief-stricken, she begged me not to break off the relationship, but I held firm. I focused on appreciating what I had with Ruth while staying away from Lisa's seductive song. Some thrills are vivid, but short-lived, while lasting ones are built slowly over time.